Hello everyone, my name is Ilote Eric, a CIS 601 student. So the question for us this week was for us to examine the impact of a software development method such as Agile or Waterfall on project outcomes. So Waterfall method is a traditional method which is sequential in nature, while Agile is an iterative method that is based on feedback. So to determine whether the choice of a software development method has an impact on a project outcome, Rajagopalan, together with others, looked at three variables: requirement volatility, which is a change in scope or a new addition requirements to the project. That is when you receive feedback, you make changes to the project. Then project complexity, which is just all parts that make up a project. And then lastly, project criticality, which is the extent of stakeholder involvement in the project. So here is their findings. On requirement volatility, they found that it had a negative effect on project outcomes when using the traditional method or the waterfall method. And this is because the waterfall method is a sequential in nature, and therefore you cannot make changes based on feedback when using the waterfall method. Secondly, they found that requirement volatility has some positive outcomes when using the Agile method. However, when requirement volatility is very high, there is a possibility of resource wastage, which influences the outcome when using the Agile method. On a project complexity, still on findings, they found that there was no any significant relationship for Agile method. It had no effect on outcomes when using Agile method. Then on a project criticality, they found that when using Agile method, stakeholders are involved in the project, and therefore it has an impact on the project outcomes. We move ahead and look at organizational culture impact on a project outcome. This was based on the work of Livari and Huseman, 2007. And they used the competing value framework model, CFM, to categorize culture in organization into four groups. We have the group culture, which is primarily concerned with the human relation and flexibility, belonging, trust, and participation. And then we have developmental culture, which is future-oriented or considering what might be in the future. Then rational culture, which is achievement-oriented. And then we have hierarchical culture, which is about stability, security, order, and routinization in the organization. Here are their findings. They found that there was a positive relationship between hierarchical culture and software development method. Second, they found that the developmental culture had some positive association with the software development method. Third, they found the rational culture had a negative relationship with the software development method. And finally, there was no any significant relationship between culture and the quality of systems developed, that is the project outcome. So this means that the culture in organization has no effect on project outcomes when using any of the methods that we mentioned prior, that is Agile or the traditional methods. Thank you for listening. tuning in. There is a description of this video below. Remember to read it. Thank you.